Welcome, my beautiful souls. I hope y'all are doing well in this festive season. In this solstice season, we've had an energy shift. We are now in the winter solstice, the winter period, my beautiful souls. Y'all know this is the period where it's about contraction, preservation, because that's what winter represents, right? Being the solstice and being starting in Capricorn, ruled by the goat. And you know the goat is serious, my beautiful souls. You also know that Saturn is a cold and dry energy, right? And Saturn is about restrictions, discipline, all of that goodness, my beautiful soul. So, like, let's usher that energy in for the next 3 months to achieve, right? Because Capricorn is a sign of leadership, bossship, you want to call it that. It's linked to the 10th house, which is of your career and public standing, how you're going to be known, and the legacy you go and leave, my beautiful souls. So, right, I do know a lot of people have a lot of different beliefs when it comes to this period of time, but we just got to look at what makes sense. Would this be a time really to expend all of your wealth for a day, eat so much food? Like, if you was really in the wild, right, and you knew winter solstice was coming, you gathered all your provisions through autumn so that you could survive the winter periods for the next 3 months, you wouldn't spend all your money, eat all your food. But we take certain things for granted, my beautiful souls. All I do know, this is a period of uniting with with your people. Like I said, some people see this as the birth of a specific person, when actually, in actuality, it was the death of a specific person. People killed and murdered it and celebrated, right? Jumped for joy because their sins killed an individual that came to challenge their orthodoxy, backwardness, and belief systems. So, my beautiful soul. So, I just wanted to look and see what message we could get for the new year, or for some people's new year, the Western New Year, for the 1st of January. I know some people go by the astrological New Year based on the equinox and Easter. Me, myself, I feel like my solar return is my own personal new year. And that's the new year that I normally put the most weight on, my beautiful souls. Okay, with no further ado, you can see we got Sheshat. Here she is, creating and writing, my beautiful souls. So she is a goddess that is actually associated with Ma'at, right? Number 4 on the tree of life, my beautiful souls. That is the energy also of Jupiter. And yeah, she represents, this aspect of her is almost like a record keeper, a timekeeper, right? And you can see she's got the scrolls in her hand. She's about, as you can see, it says creating and writing, but it's so much more than that. She represents, you could say, she does document the life. They've, like, let's say if there was something that was recording all of our experiences that we've gone through, some might see that as a genetical markers, like, you know, your genes, your physical body is the accumulation of all your ancestors gone before you, right? And the organism of the body is constantly trying to refine and perfect itself. So it stores within the DNA all the lifetimes that it's lived. So we are the accumulation of, like, let's say 30 million years ago. Imagine who we were then, or the ancestors we had there in the time of, what was that time? You could say Lemuria, Atlantis, going into the ancient Kemetic periods, right? So that's one aspect, right? But I feel like she's asking a lot of you to literally activate this creative writing skill. For some of y'all, it will be writing stories, you know, book writing, maybe journaling, maybe some form of autobiography, or like myself, sharing some spiritual wisdom. So I'm about to release my book called Living as Usa. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. So there are a number of people who may be at the moment in the new year, and when January comes, are ready to initiate. Maybe y'all got some stuff as well that you need to communicate. For some who are not using writing as a means of a creative skill or as a means to generate income, it could just be that writing for you is a way of communication, getting your feelings out, getting your feelings across, or just getting them down out of your head, you know, out of your field. It could also be that, my beautiful souls, you know, she's got like these petals just representing just as fertility. But again, Ma'at, which is what she's associated. She could say she's like the, you know, like a Gemini has two faces. This is one face of Ma'at, right? So obviously Ma'at is about law and truth and justice and harmony and balance, my beautiful soul. You see the colors that are orientating from this woman, like the green and the blue, and looking, giving me like throat chakra, mental processes, the way we speak and communicate with one another is going to be very important moving forward. And then the green chakra, being the heart chakra, represent the heart chakra is linked directly to your third eye, my beautiful soul. So that's how I say we know it by heart, is because we've actually unlocked that third eye door, that gained some insight or tapped into that universal consciousness and through our intuition, and we're able to now relay that information either orally or writtenly, right? But we feel it in the heart, my beautiful souls. It's also why you feel them butterflies in your stomach, because it's all connected. It's one channel from the third eye, just above your brow, down into your heart chakra area in your chest, and then down into your navel area, my beautiful souls. So that's just that. So definitely pay attention to your words. Use your words carefully. Be strategic in how you use your words. But remember, creating, right, is not just about writing. The creativity is so diverse. It could be a problem solving on its least level, on its least tangible level, right? It's your ability to solve a situation. One of the principles of number 4 on the tree of life, Ma'at, is knowing that all things are interconnected and interrelated. And this is the law or the basis of karma, right? Or cause and effect, my beautiful souls. So it's asking the person to take the responsibility of checking their self before you think, before you act, kind of energy, right? It's saying that, and it's also saying don't lose yourself in despair and don't lose yourself in anger and think, oh, the whole world is against me, there are enemies. Yes, there may be, but they serve their purpose. They are nothing but a stone which sharpens your sword. Your sword is your self-worth, your sense of self, your self-esteem, your consciousness, your awareness, your individuality, which is sharpened against the harshness of this reality of this world that we live in, and the amount of backward souls, I call them, unripened souls that may cross your path, right? To highlight the greatness about your own self that you may have lost in a state of emotionality, my beautiful souls. So let's keep this going. I'm going to look at what's going on astrologically for this period. Ooh. Ah, no, I'm going to go like this because this is looking, you see, we've got 8th house energy with Mars and Scorpio. So this is bringing up a whole lot, if you can see in the pictures, right? Mars is a planet of vitality, your aggression, your ability to stand up and defend yourself. Scorpio is about depths and deep transformation, is a water sign, and is about feeling also, but it's a fixed water sign. So slow change, resistance. Their Scorpio is a burrowing creature, so this is their reserved energy. And then you've got the 8th house, which deals with everything from sexuality, my beautiful souls, sexual desire, you could say the occult, death, transformation. So it deals with physical death. It's a decaying house. So when things start to decay, I'm not going to get into the astrological principles of that, but it is a decaying house. But it's also a house where deep spiritual transformation can commence, my beautiful souls. So if we put all that together with this energy of Venus, now in Gemini, saying, personally, I feel this is saying something about, for some of y'all, you are dealing with enemies, let's put it that way. But remember what Sishat says, everything happens for a reason. So if you identify them as an enemy, then your mind frame and how you deal with them will be as an enemy. So it's best to see the enemies as a form of challenge, right? And that form of challenge will give you the solution or the know-how of how to go around these so-called enemies, my beautiful souls. So some of y'all have been hurt, Some of y'all have maybe experienced some sort of, I don't know, like a backstabbing, right? Some form of disappointment, some sort of violation. And now you're like off with their head. This is very Queen of Swords energy, very like Chinnamasta energy, right? Which Chinnamasta is their god that rules over fourth over Jupiter energy, which is the husband of Sishat. My beautiful souls, Tahuli, your intuition. So we don't want to cloud ourselves, right? But what this incident has done, this person may have been a mirror for you. Maybe a mirror of the darkness you're hiding within yourself, right? So, for instance, someone might trigger me and I get angry and I want to fight them. But then that wanting to fight and that anger, where does that come from? Right? As a grown-ass man, why am I reacting to a situation in this particular way? Where did I gain the anger? Why is the anger there? Why do I feel that the anger can protect me? Right? It's that energy is where it's getting to the root of your programming and your refluxes, right? So understand why I need to now seek revenge, right? So this may be an opportunity for you to tap deep into the essence of your trauma, right, and your defense mechanisms, my beautiful souls, and then come up forward. Obviously, it's bringing up sexuality, so that could be something to do with your partners, right? Or this could be something to do with one's actual, even though there's a lot of men on here, Scorpio is actually a feminine sign, and you've got Mars, which is a masculine sign, masculine planet, which it rules Scorpio. So it's almost like a hermaphrodite energy. So maybe whether you're a man and you're rediscovering your feminine, or you're feminine but you're rediscovering your masculine, right? I see an essence of those two energies. Beware of the words that people spit, right? Because sometimes the things that sweeten you will sour you. But on the flip side, with Venus and Mercury, again, this is in Gemini, this is also bringing back to this community and communication and traveling, sharing gifts. Someone has definitely got not the silver tongue, the golden tongue. But some people have been experiencing the forked tongue. Do you understand? And some people might want to retaliate, right? Verbally, like very angrily cussing out and making a scene. How about we journal? We document these feelings. We document this challenge, right? We rise above it. We see beauty in chaos. We bring the order back to the chaos. There's opportunity here with that Mercury inside the third. Because, Venus. Venus sees beauty wherever she is. So even within the communities that we grow up in, or where we find ourselves, even though we might have issues, your ability, Venus's energy rules number 7 on the tree of life, which is imagination, right? So we have the ability to either relive our trauma through our visual imagination over and over again every single day, or we can break it. We can put something else in our imagination and visualize something else. Hence, that means we're stimulating the life force to manifest something different for us, different challenge. So this is the real key of the art of manifestation, is actually linked to the art of imagination, or the art of trauma transformation, my beautiful soul. So think about that and meds that. But just on the mundane, yes, Gemini does rule the community. It rules teaching. It rules your siblings, neighbors, right? So these could be people where the energy of the revenge, or where you're doing the healing area, the healing work could be in those different factors, right? Because of the third house energy. A Gemini is very communicative, very inquisitive. So don't accept things at face value. Question things, my beautiful souls, right? Don't be afraid to question something. Don't be afraid to seek help outside of yourself. Do you understand? For those people who have got knowledge to share, this will be a beautiful time to share your knowledge and your wisdom, maybe on social media platforms, because again, Gemini is communication, and I link it to trading and technology also. So my beautiful souls. So we want to look for that opportunity in this period of time, my beautiful souls, by using, right, so Gemini is going to have Uranus coming there in April, and that's going to create a whole rebellious kind of revolutionary energy within humans, especially in America, right? So Maybe this is the planting of those seeds, or those seeds are awakening now, my beautiful souls, within yourself. Like, maybe I just something come to me with this Sheshat. What is the rhetoric that you keep telling yourself every day? What is this personality that you're reinforcing through your affirmations? I am this such and such a person. I don't do this. I only eat this and I only chat to these people and go here. Which mask are you wearing? Which that is actually your God that you're worshipping also, my beautiful souls. And that would be either the state of your blessing, or your loss in one sense. So let's just move these over a bit, because I don't know how we're getting pushed over. So let's bring in here calm. Oh my gosh, everything's so fiddly. But I saw, for the last card of action, I saw the card Karma, my beautiful souls. So I'm going to bring this forward a bit. Karma. You see it right here. What is karma? Right? We call it in the ancient Kemetic principles, we call this Ari. Right? Karma is linked to Shishat, Ma'at, right? Or Ma'ati. So it's saying that every human being, remember when I mentioned that our physical form stores our life experiences, right? The DNA into our DNA. But your consciousness is obviously something that cannot be destroyed. So when you leave the body, as the ancients say, you are in your ether form, in your conscious self, right? In your soul mode. The Egyptians had this thing where your heart was weighed against a scale, your ab, right, which was the heart, but the heart was representative to your consciousness, right? So remember, I also said that your heart is linked to your third eye, right? This all-knowing aspect, omniscience, my beautiful souls. This is also linking that back to the karma aspect. We live in a world which is about cause and effect. You know, the swing of the pendulum to the left is the same, or the swing of the pendulum to the right. This is a universe of correspondence, my beautiful souls. We know that what we say or what we do has an impact, right? So this is how I want y'all to be looking at karma, not as karma as something that is a curse upon you, right? It's just saying that we live in a universe where there is no separation, even though there is an illusion of differences and separation, right? We are tapped in and connected to all things. Right? We cannot add to the all or take from the all, because it is the all, my beautiful souls. So karma is your own personal, I suppose it's your own personal check-in diary, where you can see your own progress, your own spiritual development. And spiritual development or cultivation means raising your consciousness, right? Becoming more aware. And that allows you to tap into the supreme consciousness, or the one consciousness that runs through the whole earth, right? Or through the universe, animals, plants, planets, energies. Do you know what I'm saying? And to also work on your energy, to clean your energy, replenish your life force energy. Like the life force is very powerful, but very susceptible to attack. And if you know the story of Ra and Auset, then you understand that the life force is what powers all things. And it's in your breath, and we have a prenatal life force that we're born with, my beautiful souls. And obviously every time we're angry, every time we're partying, every time we're having good sex, well, just sex in general, we're depleting that energy, even having babies, blah blah blah. So there was a way to do certain yogic postures, right, asanas and the pranayamas that would help replenish that and connect the universal life force, the shekem or the chi that's in the air, with the prenatal life force, that actual battery energy that you have that's sustaining you at this kind of time. So on one good level, it's saying that we all have purpose. We chose to be here. We chose to experience, right, a life so that we could evolve to our next stage, my beautiful souls. So this is an acknowledgement for some to say that you are on the path, right? You are, the fact that you are experiencing challenges, right? There might be some resistance, doesn't necessarily mean that you're not doing the right thing in this sense with karma coming up. It's right. It means that you're processing through this energy. I don't know each and every individual, but I will guarantee you the challenges that are in your life are connected to some sort of nature that you have, whether in this life or in the past. So if I'm dealing with a situation which is very stressful, I could curl up and run away. But maybe I did that in the past, and the cost of that was my life or the life of a loved one, right? Or whatever. So I sent a ripple effect into the universe, an energy into the universe, which now was negative, and it now needs to be cleaned or smoothed out. So instead of me panicking and running from this current challenge, I stand forth. I stand strong, equipped, and knowing that I am stronger than my challenge. There is nothing that I am given that I cannot bear, basically. Right. And this actually inevitably can only happen if we change our identity. We stop identifying with the limited aspect of our human life, right? Like what society tells you, your name or your this or your that or your riches make you who you are, or your fancy car or whatever. That's all bullcrap, right? Because again, if you take away the fancy car and the riches and strip a person naked of those materialistic things, they will feel weak, as opposed to a person who has none of those things, who knows how to survive in the wilderness, right? They would be like, bro, come on, seriously. Like, you've put all your power and your strength in this materialistic world, and the materialistic world is manipulated constantly. So the challenges are rewarding, is what I would like to say. If you find yourself in a situation where you are being challenged, it's rewarding. And there's also gifts here. A lot of us are sitting on talent. I feel like with this creating and this writing, this flattery, fake it before you make it. This is what it's saying. You've got to believe in yourself before you've actually reached the riches, right? You know, it's already in you. They say like a genius is silence, right? It's the same thing of anyone who's successful. You never see them creating. You only see the product, right? So there has to be some sort of self-worth or self-esteem that's already established within you. So this is what this energy is that, are we clashing with ourselves with the revenge energy, my beautiful souls? You know, what is it about our insecurities or what we're hiding, right, that's being triggered in other people, that other people are triggering, right? There's always a link between our self-esteem, our libido, even our rage energy. Mars is a planet that rules sex and anger, right? So they go cold. It's like, it's one energy, my beautiful soul. So depending on what the one mind frame is, if the mind frame is tainted, is lethargic, meaning it's slow, it's limited in the way that it sees the world, it thinks negative, like it has a low self-esteem, that's the mind frame, then what will you achieve? What will you go out there and try to conquer for yourself? So this really, karma is really asking you is, what is your spiritual calling? What do you remember the contract that you had before you came here, right? With your higher self. This is your higher self. Yes, my beautiful souls. It's just only a small portion of our soul that's incarnated, right? So your higher self, your oversoul, your avatar, if you want to call it, is that's what the karma energy really is. It's helping you to go through these different experiences so you can remember who and what you are, that greatness, that fertileness, that divinity that you are, the Netarus, the goddesses. Do you understand? As opposed to the personality, the home of the false ego. Because ego is not bad, right? I keep telling people we just need a ego reorientation. We don't need to kill the ego. I don't believe in ego death, right? I believe that the ego has been hijacked and tainted by the emotionality of the personality, which was programmed into us from young, right? Depending on what household you grew in, what culture, what society, what friends you've had, what lovers, all of this is constantly happening. Even today, anytime you find yourself very sad or very angry, you're imprinting onto your soul, right? And then that imprinting is going to make you see the world through that lens, and then you're going to deal with life maybe in a revenge way. Everything you're attacking, right? Or you're going to shy away from, so you're not even standing up for yourself, my beautiful souls, in that regards, right? Where you need to stand up for yourself, because it ain't always about, it can be different, because it might be about finding your courage. Courage doesn't mean that you lack fear, right? It means you have fear. It just means that you know within yourself that you're greater than this fear, so you step into it. Do Do you know what I'm saying? You're like, oh, I'm scared of roller coasters. You know what? I'm going to cry all the way in the queue, all the way until I sit down, and then I do it. The next thing you know, I'm like, oh my God, I love roller coasters. Let's go again. We fear what we don't know, what we haven't experienced, right? So let's not get caught there, because sometimes it is in the unknown, in the mysterious, right? Where most of the jewels, inner jewels and outer jewels are, that's where they sit, my beautiful souls. So that's the message I'm going to leave y'all with this week. With through Shishat, you do have the energy of Jupiter. So look at Jupiter in your chart. It's currently in Cancer until May. It's retrograde, so that gives you a time to review your household, where you come from, your lineage, right? Ancestry, right? My beautiful souls. Also to secure community. We have Mars, who's just gone into Capricorn. He's exalted. So a lot of y'all, this is discipline, right? Your anger can be disciplined right now. You can transform anger into fuel, right? You can you can channel that anger, that energy. You can channel anger into energy, because when is anger, it's just heightened emotions, right? Turn that into energy. And Capricorn is what? Is the sign to build. They're serious, they're disciplined, they're the leaders, right? To think of your career. This is a good time to put some traction behind your career. And karma is just saying that be aware of the path that you kind of avoid, right, ends up being the path that has your destiny on it, right? So don't be afraid. Take some calculated risk. Don't afraid to go and ask for that help from different types of people to do that thing that you've always wanted to do, but you just told yourself you couldn't, right? It's the karma. I feel like this is an invite, right? As opposed to us saying that what goes around comes around. That will happen this week, my beautiful souls, in this period, in the new year. We need to understand this, right? That there are if the energies are amplifying, so what we put out, we're getting back, right? We have to know that the earth itself is energizing. It's almost like she's going through a Kundalini rising, right? And we expect that to increase further next year. And that means if she is actually active like that, then that also means we should be active like that, right? And why? Because we're going through a next kind of, humanity is changing, and it's a thing where some people are going to change first or faster than others. It will be a conscious, vibrational, energetical upliftment or rising, I could say, my beautiful souls. So we have to understand that the earth is not happy, right? Watch my video on Earth Speaks, and this will give you a bit more insight into the condition of the earth and what she kind of expects for us to do, right? So again, we don't want to ride the vibration of the elite, the negative elites or entities that are doing their mad ass magical rituals to anchor the earth's energy under a certain vibration, right? So this is why we as individuals have to rise ourselves, rise up out of the animalistic, right, aspect of our nature into our true divinity, our true God selves, human, God, man, creative will and power, right, my beautiful souls. This is our purpose. We are the vessels for Source. Source was alone and couldn't experience life until it created this multitude of life, and then created a vehicle where it could experience itself as the ultimate God, make decisions, feel, touch, and all of that. That is the human. Hu is creative force. Like we have Tahuti, the will of God. T-hu, T, right? Anyway, that's me, my beautiful souls. However, whatever you do for the New Year's Eve, into the New Year's, enjoy this period. Like I said, use this period, think big. Big, 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 big. I'm gonna call that, yeah. Think big, start big. We have big ideas, and then we take small steps to achieve them. So this is definitely a year coming in of action. None of this sitting on our laurels. We've got fire energy, we've got rebellious energy, we've got belief energy, fight for your rights kind of energy, stand up for your rights, power time. Think of 1960s in America, civil rights movements. It's all coming back, my beautiful souls. Overthrowing of governments and authority changes. All of this is what we have in store for next year. Yeah, starting January, February, April, July. Watch this space. All right, my beautiful souls. Until next week, boom. Enjoy the incoming of the year of the winter solstice, my beautiful souls.